what's that? The same system, what did you do? The same turntable, same electronic, same cables, same speakers. This was so awesome. When you switch it on and off, all of the magic disappeared. So hello again. It's Rainer Weber from Kaiser Acoustics, and I would like to tell you my experience recently here at Hi-Fi Club. So my first visit here at Hi-Fi Club was in end of March 2024, and I would just here say hello, introduce myself, because I know there's a relationship to our distributor ES Audio. At that time at Hi-Fi Club there was a huge impressive system playing. So a complete line of flagship Nagra electronics, so the HD, so the most expensive one, and also the famous Nagra turntable. So the Nagra turntable, I was really impressed, I've never heard that before, was playing here with that phonostage from Switzerland, and it was feeding a very, very big Wilson XVS speaker, so here on the side where now the KAWERO Classic is. And we were listening to a track on the turntable, the famous Harry Belafonte Matilda song. You know, this is a very, very long song, 10 minutes, and there's a lot going on. It's a live recording at Carnegie Hall in 1960, whatever. So a very, very old recording, a piece of art in recording. And in that recording, Harry Belafonte is entertaining the audience. Sometimes this part of the audience is really asked to sing this part, musicians, the conductor, and all these things. And I know this recording very well. Yeah, it's a very, very good recording. And the Nagra performed on a level which was unexpected. And especially on the Wilson speakers, I have never heard playing in this way. What was the most impressive thing? The impressive thing is not only the tonality in that recording, it's the precision of acoustic events. Yeah? So the size of the audience, the size of Harry Belafonte really singing, the position of the conductors, and it was really, really separated. Sometimes you have a mesh, yeah? So that is something here or there. And most interesting was also the height of the soundstage, yeah? But really this back and forth, this precisioning thing, and also the impact on some parts of the tracks, something is really going on, some trumpets, some double bass, and the texture and really the structure of the sound was something which was not expected. And you know, you can listen to Wilson speakers all over. Yeah, I said, maybe the source, maybe this Nagra turntable is something very, very, very special. Okay. Then I also talked with the principal of Hi-Fi Club and said, congratulations, never heard the Wilsons like that. And then he said, okay, let's make an experiment, yeah? Would you like to listen to something different now? So yeah, I have time. Go ahead, yeah? Please try. And then he modified something on the system, and then sound was flat, yeah? Sound was shrinking, sound was pale. All the tonal colors are diminished. I said, what's that? The same system, what did you do? The same turntable, same electronic, same cables, same speakers. And then he said to me, look, this is a device I developed, yeah? So this is my quantum device, so quantum ground device, to be really precise. And this was so awesome. When you switch it on and off, all of the magic disappeared. Yeah, it was a very, very expensive high-end system, but it was hi-fi. It was not music. Yeah, you say, okay, it sounds reasonable, but it was not involving. Yeah, you say, yeah, I listen a song, and then I do something else. I walk the dog, or I water the garden, whatever. It was not sucking you into the music. But with this quantum ground device, it was completely different, yeah? And immediately, you might have seen it, my jaw dropped because we were connecting it back and forth, and it was quite an immediate effect. It's not something like you say, okay, you have to wait a few hours and then you might detect the difference. It was night and day difference from the small device. When you make the grand total of the system, yeah, I think the system almost €1 million, yeah, you make a pass or fail, yeah. It would be a complete fail without this device, and I show you now what this device is. Yeah? This small device is the key element for pleasure in reproduced music. You know, it looks tiny, but it's a giant. Yeah? It's really something which is essential for a high-end system. I was not so aware. I had in the past tested some grounding devices. And to be honest, it's more different, like better. Yeah, it was a different sound, sometimes better, sometimes worse. But this was really catching my attention. And I asked the principal of Hi-Fi Club whether I could get some. Yeah? And I decided to distribute that in Germany because I'm really convinced about the quality of that. Then in May at the Hi-Fi show in Munich, I got my first 2 units. Yeah? I put it in my system at home. My system is reasonably good. Guess what speaker I have? Yeah, this one, so the KAWERO Classic. I have currently an integrated amp which played better than big separate monoblocks, Y Phaeton. And in a digital domain, I have the WADAX reference DAC and the reference server. So, reasonable good system. Cables are from WAY cables from Serbia and also some local German brands. And I think I have still some Kondo cables. Then I got this device, also with some instruction what to do. And I connected it to my system. So I just needed 4 outputs. You have 6 outputs. I only needed 4. And I had a second one because you can daisy chain them, yeah, or connect them here to one ground. Then you have 11 possibilities to connect your system. One goes to the other. I did not use that because there's no need for that currently. I got also the advice to use a very, very good power cord. So currently I'm running the flagship less loss cable from Lithuania. But let me tell you what happened. Yeah, I put the system in. There's also one switch. So this is, but 2 modes. You know, with that switch you can put down and up. Yeah, and I got also the information that down is more like the old device, which I did not know, and up is a new sound. Okay, so the first hour I switched back and forth, and I liked the down more. So what happened with down? The sound stage was more pristine, it was less harsh, and my reference tracks had much, much more microdynamic and nuances. Yeah? And I said, oh wow, did not expect that. And I would say the system was playing 1 or 2 levels above what I was used. Yeah? I said, okay, let it settle, let it burn in. I also give my feedback by email to the principal of Hi-Fi Club, said, down is much better than up. And he said, hey, wait a minute, let it really burn in and try again. Okay, then I think after 1 or 2 weeks, I dared to put the switch up again, and that was very, very interesting. What I did not like in the beginning, the upper position of the switch was now much, much better than the lower one. So the sound stage was much, much wider and especially more dense on the side. I have a reference track with a big core, And the power of the voices on the side was always a little bit lacking. Yeah? So this was very, very interesting. With that thing, it's now 3 or 4 times better when I push the bottom up. So precision, no harshness, and density of tone, and stabilized. And also what's very, very interesting, the bass is much, much more better. You can really hear from the double bass, which is maybe with a plug, you can really distinguish the vibration, the modes of the individual strings which they act together. It's something you need to experience by yourself, and I would never try a system on a certain level without this quantum ground conditioner anymore. This is an essential thing, and to be honest, don't spend crazy amount of money in additional cables when you do not do the basics. First get the basics right to get really low emission, and then your system will pay back and performing on a complete different level. Be smart and invest first at the right things. Yeah? So when you have some more money, do not spend and for an additional cable. Make your homework, go first to the right devices, because then it's complete easy to follow the path to audio nirvana. But first, try to get your system environment right. Otherwise, you're just burning money for different solutions when that's not right. It makes no sense. Okay, so looking forward maybe to other devices of BOP, but this is really essential, and it's a no-brainer. So at a certain level, don't try a system without that quantum device. Thank you.